Acharan. I believe that any good work is Mangalacharan, but shuru ka bhi shuru hota hai. So I'm just honored to do the Mangalacharan of a Mangalacharan. And personally let me tell you one thing. As a dancer, day one, we learn Bhumi Pranam, which is salutation to Mother Earth. And that very first day, we learn how important this Mother Earth is and how important the nature is. So I'm really, really thrilled and humbled and happy to be part of such program. The dance piece I'll be doing today is Saraswati Vandana. It starts with Saraswati Vandana, followed by Bhumi Pranam, and then Ganesh Vandana, and then Sabha Pranam, which is Pranam to the audience, you beautiful people. Thank you so much.
Come on. so much, Arunima. As James Turner once said, it is only when we are no longer fearful that we begin to create. You were absolutely stunning. Now, the Global Sustainable Aviation Conclave is a two-day conference that started with yesterday's inaugural session, where a lot of dignitaries from armed forces, veterans, defense, research organizations, academicians, education institutions were present. We had a series of intense discussions that started with how military education and its relevance to national building can play a vital role in shaping up the nation's future. So as a continuation of the Global Sustainable Aviation Conclave, today we are approaching the core theme. Now, moving on to the opening remarks, I request Dr. Mona Puri ma'am, Chief Executive Officer, United Group of Institution, to deliver a few words of her thoughts. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot, MOC, for giving me this opportunity for the opening remarks. First of all, I would like to thank, we call him Weber, but it's Weber Varun from Avition, for hosting this type of a conference. Because as it said, these events majorly create awareness. And I, not being a part of aviation industry, I was sitting with all the dignitaries present over here. It's just a journey what I have lived with Varun. And now I'm learning aviation too. Thank you, Varun, for that. And for me, I believe that life is a learning lesson every day. This is what I've learned from here. The topic, as it says, I'm not talking about sustainability in aviation only. It happens in everything. It can be any relation. It can be your existence. And this is why I'm over here. ये प्रकृति मिली है हमें, ये हमारी नहीं. ये प्रकृति मिली है हमें, ये हमारी नहीं. ये आने वाली पीढ़ियों की है. ये उनकी है अमानत, जो उनके हकदार हैं. हम तो सिर्फ यहाँ के उनके किराएदार हैं. And this is what sustainable development means for me. It has to be in all the fields. No matter it's aviation or anything else, we are going to give back to the society. And these type of conclaves and conferences help us to understand the importance of sustainability. We cannot stop developing, we have to. I being born and brought up in Allahabad, and at that moment it was only the train working from Allahabad overnight journey to Delhi. And now it's like a number of flights and we cannot stop. Earlier, the flights were just a dream. The airports were a dream. But now you go to the Delhi airport, you will find people from all backgrounds over there. Everybody has a dream now going abroad. What is it? The answer is you people sitting over here. But if you people start hosting these type of things, where we feel that yes, with development, it has to be sustainable development, the world is yours. No matter, I got this opportunity to give back to the society when I met the great, you must all be knowing him, Super 30 Anand sir, whose movie was also released in 2018, I believe. The thought came from there that yes, we have to give back to the society. No matter, the MOC said that yes, I am heading United Group of Institutions, which again is a legacy. I am blessed with a joint family. It's the family which I am just giving it back to the society. The education system. There are engineering courses, where I can see the students sitting over here. This aviation is a new vertical. It's not only aeroplanes or aircrafts, yet it's a drones also. Now everything is growing. कहते हैं ना, जमीन को तो हमने कॉन्कर कर लिया, अब हम आसमान को भी कॉन्कर करेंगे. And that is what the drones are doing it. But everything has a side effect. And if we take it in a positive manner, and साथ साथ अपने कर्मों को कुछ हम ऐसे भी करते जाएं कि जहां हम थोड़ी सी खराबी कर रहे हैं वहां कुछ बीज बिछाते जाएं, तो आने वाली नस्लों को वो बीज पेड़ बन के मिलेंगे. तो शायद जो अभी आपका MOC and whatever the whole day conclave will have, there's a greenhouse, the carbon dioxide, the fuel, there's so many things. And now aviation is also going to do that. There are emissions, there are many problems after this, but we should not stop because of that. We have to grow, but ऐसा ना लगे कि growth के साथ साथ हम किसी को रौंदते चले जा रहे हैं. So this is what I learned from Anand sir, and that is where I met Varun in Moscow in 2017. And I'm blessed that last year, it was in April, when he conducted the first conference in NIIT Delhi. I happened to meet him there. And this type of youth who is really working hard to create, first of all, we have to create awareness, that he's creating this awareness so that we should take the right step at the right time. And this is just a family kind of a thing for me, no matter I'm heading the institute or my own small foundation by the name of Sumit Foundation, where I am taking care of underprivileged girl child only for education. कहाँ हम आसमान कॉन्कर कर रहे हैं और कहाँ हम कहीं जाते हैं तो बच्चों को पढ़ाई में भी दिक्कत है. But yes, we are trying to bridge the gap. And today I am thankful to Varun to making me meet Andy sir. That yes, Andy sir, it's been a pleasure. You have been with us and a part of this conclave. And Varun, I wish you all the best for this conclave. And as it's a long day to go, where we will be listening to all the dignitaries talking about sustainability, the development. Few children have been feeling that what can we do in it? So students present over here, you are blessed that you will be listening to the dignitaries who will be talking about many things as aviation as well as sustainability as well as development is concerned. Do take that the whole day topics discussed as a food for thought, and try to understand that it's not big words what they are said over here, but yes, you can start a drop in the ocean also counts. It is not that you have to do big wonders. A small thing is also a big gesture, because when we add on, those negativities or positivities do count. In the end, I would like to say that keep spreading the positive vibes all around. Keep spreading the positive vibes all around. It's also a part of sustainable development for our country and for us also. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Now, I request our beloved Managing Director, Shri Vaibhav, to share a few words of his conception of sustainable aviation.
Very good morning to everyone present here. A lot has been said yesterday, a lot is going to be said today, but I must mention something that nobody mentioned yesterday, I believe nobody mentioned today, is about the venue. What a beautiful venue, and how privileged we are to do this conclave in Indian Aviation Academy, only second of its kind in the world. And I would like to thank everybody who came in yesterday, who are going to come in. I've been told that there's a huge traffic in Delhi, that's why people are getting delayed, people got delayed. We had the privilege of hosting Air Marshal Dr. Rajiv Sachdev yesterday, who was our chief guest, and we are in continuation of the same. There are many people who have flown from different cities to come here, including my chairman, Andy G has flown all the way from Moscow. Kulkarni Ji has come all the way from Mumbai. I see Girish Ji has come all the way from Bangalore. Right, so I see a lot of familiar faces, and I will not speak on that topic because there are much better experts who know more about the subject. So for me, as a part of organizing team, it's a privilege to see you all here. I welcome whoever is here. We have a very young girl with us. She's an Olympic winner. She's in the deaf and dumb category. She's the shooter. So, you know, we are people from all walks of life, and the idea was that it should not be just aviation professionals and students who attend aviation conclaves. You should have people from all walks of life joining, coming in, converging, and listening to this beautiful conclave. And thank you again. I wouldn't take much of your time. Please enjoy the day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, moving on to the first technical session for the day, we are here to discuss some of the most interesting and eye-opening topics in sustainable airports and infrastructure. To inaugurate this session with his charm and experience, I invite Dr. Divakar Goyal, Chairman, Aero Academy of Aviation Science and Management. Dr. Goyal is one of the very few people that I have met who has inspired me every minute that I speak with him. He's a science and a law graduate with an MBA and PhD in management. Sir, I don't know how you managed it, but hats off to you, you managed it. He has also done a lot of specializations in various disciplines in India and abroad. Now, I request Dr. Divakar Goyal to deliver his lecture on maximizing non-aeronautical revenue for a greater sustainability. Sir, the stage is yours.
Good morning to all of you. It is a very nostalgic moment for me. As a matter of fact, I am the founder director of this particular campus. So every room, this auditorium and all makes me down the memory lane what way it was, and today I am very happy that Vaibhav has told that it is one of the best institute across the world or something like that. It really motivates me. Vaibhav Varun, actually he is crystallizing his name, Vaibhav, and then Varun is aviation. So it is very good, the name has been given. And this is the second conference I am attending, and he is doing a great job for aviation. Very few people, entrepreneurs, go for that. So, and secondly, I am very happy that Vishal is there to project that whatever he is doing. Because without projection, without PR, nothing happens. And we have the father of public relation here, Dr. Baba. So, I always start with the share. I am a poet also, with about 25 books to my credit on management, law and all. किसी को गीत देता हूँ, किसी को साज देता हूँ. किसी को गीत देता हूँ, किसी को साज देता हूँ. बहुत खुश होता हूँ तो हर राज देता हूँ. नहीं कुछ बचता है जब लुटाने के लिए. नहीं कुछ बचता है जब लुटाने के लिए. तेरी खोई हुई आवाज को आवाज देता हूँ. What is my lesson plan in aviation? Always we have something to talk about it. A very limited time is there with me. What topic I am having, I think I speak on this topic for the whole day. Now I have to finish in 15 minutes. So I do that. You see the background of this, why this topic is important. You see, today we are in a great stage where India is growing in aviation. Again, after Corona and all, we have come across that we should step into the old kind of mission and vision what we had to make India as number one in passenger traffic. After America and China, we are number 3 and number 7 in the world for international traffic. A lot of things are coming, you see, without finance nothing matters. This topic, sustainability, without finance nothing comes. You see, our revenue comes at least 30-40% from aeronautical sources, TNFC, RNFC, landing parking charges and all. But world over, you see, we need to think about the non-aeronautical revenue. Especially I am very critical about the government policy today, what we are having across the country, that one way the Urban Development and Road Transport Ministry says that you can reach Meerut in 50 minutes, you can reach Moradabad, you can reach the places in 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and wherever we are having airports in very small towns also. What happens, you see, suppose I have to go to Meerut, should I take a flight? Or should I go by road 50 minutes? 2 hours at the airport, then again, you see the airport will be there at Meerut, it will take time. So it is a big question where the government has to think about a proper coordination between the two ministries wherever we are increasing the airports. Our minister says our target is having about 227 airports by 2025. How it is going to happen and what kind of revenue generation we can have? So one thing came to my mind why I have chosen this topic. The only way out is to increase the non-aeronautical revenue, and what are the ways and means across the world people are doing. I'm happy to say, as an aviation man with JATO, Amsterdam and all, I came across different countries, could talk to the people, consult stakeholders. Across the world, the only feeling is not to depend on only aeronautical revenue. Of course, this is important. We used to say, I'm from aviation, I've been executive director with the Airports Authority of India. The salary comes from the ticket a passenger takes. But the passenger, how many passengers we have got? Where we are having full load aircrafts for these small towns who are coming under the regional connectivity scheme. A very good scheme. It is giving a great amount of this blessing in disguise. Last 2 years, we accelerated the process of implementation of artificial intelligence in aviation. So days are coming where minimum amount of manpower cost will be there, about 35-45% we would have the human resource cost, that will be reduced. So here my initiative is to touch upon certain points which are important for all of us to know. Across the world, I must say, which goes in the line of increasing the non-aeronautical revenue. Then only we can have probably sustainability in the field of aviation, not depending only on number of aircrafts coming and number of aircrafts going and all. Though we are very lucky, we have made progress to that level. When I joined aviation, there used to be only 4 movements from Delhi to Bombay, Indian Airlines. And today you see about total, if you see the aircraft movements and all, our air traffic control handles about 1200 movements a day. And Delhi airport must be about 1200 again. So we are progressing a lot. So let us touch upon some points. I'll skip the slides because the time is very short. You see the traditional approach for commercial revenue. We all know about it. Next. Now see challenges to improve retail density beyond certain extent. Decline passenger numbers, optimizing footfall. This is a very important point for all of you to think about that. Next. Now this is the scenario how far the existing pattern goes on. You must see what is there. Only 8% revenue coming for car rental and only 17% from car park. It's a very vital area, the parking, as a source of revenue. It's a great amount of potential is there across the world for parking. Parking can be a very big business, and I must say what figure it is showing, 17%, it can raise to about 35%. Then you see the duty free, 33%, it is going to increase and all. Delhi airport you find some liquor shops opening and all those things, it will increase. Space rented 23%. Next. Next. Now challenges, long-term solutions. What are the key challenges? Dependency of concessionaires, dependency of passenger volume, need to differentiate, upskilling employees engagement. Now what are the opportunities? You see, diversification through non-traditional revenues. That is what I would like to emphasize. Upskilling internal capabilities that we are doing. In the aviation industry, if I say I am an HR man or I am a man from what field, no. We all are institutional managers. Such kind of multi-skilling is there in the field of aviation. I worked at Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, Chennai airports and all, and maybe, so we are the aviation people. The manpower utilization is to the fullest in the aviation sector because we have got multi-skilling, we produce institutional managers. Even our air traffic controller, they proved to be the best airport controllers in the country. Next. New model and suitability, concession, joint ventures, self-operation, management supply concessions. Next. How it works, you see, going beyond the routine. That is important when I say about entertainment. It's a very vast virgin field, still virgin field, because a lot of scope is there in the field of entertainment. Today, you need not allow a person to go to the mall and all, you create the mall there itself. You make a person to reach the airport not by compulsion 3 hours before. You will make such things there, a person will go 4 hours before to spend time at the airport, and that is becoming a source of revenue generation. Culture of unique selling proposition such as food retail themes based on engagement. Lot many agencies are there who are linking the parking facility with entertainment. The free parking coupon is there. The food and beverage people are lining up with them. Motion senior gaming. Next, art galleries and all. Now I say pouring. Leverage unique position airport operators creating exclusive. This was the how it was working, and now you see going beyond the routine. Availability of software, beverages, juices, water, coffee, energy drinks, audio and visual polarites, airport radio channels, right to visibility in smoking zones. So many things are there. Now people are against smoking and all those things. I have got many friends here who left smoking. I could not leave, but you see, I don't say smoking is bad, of course. But at the airport, you make best of the friends smokers. You see, whatever costly cigarette is there, you go to Singapore, you go to Europe and all, can I beg a cigarette? He will welcome. You make friends of there. So smoking zones also, you have to take care about that. Sell tobacco in selected locations. The persons are very particular about the cigarette brand also. You see, so many good brands are coming. Only a smoker can know what is the enjoyment of the next. Next. Now again it is going about the branding. Creating your format, associating a sponsorship, this used to be there, how it will work, and going beyond the routine is the main concern of mine, what I am talking to you all. New formats for security channels. Now it is coming slowly. I am very happy to say that now the things are going to come at Delhi airport or other airports also. You go without mobile, without anything. Simply going there, and so the biometric technology will come. Brand launches, experience of branded floor workers, sponsorship with cost and maintenance baby. Now the new aviation policy says about no frill airports. No frill airport, no parking charges, no landing charges, no VAT on the turbine fuel. The state government is giving the land free of cost. No frill airport, the government says, to have the connectivity in the country. But how to generate the revenue out of that? Because when you are not charging and all, how the airport operator will run, whether it is PPP model or the government is running or joint venture, whatever it is, he has to take care about the non-aeronautical revenue, because the moment the airport is announced, the land prices go up. The people line up there. You are not only attracting the passengers, you are attracting the public at large to the airport, because the land is costly. You are providing for non-aeronautical purposes also certain amount of land, 30% say you will allow for non-aeronautical purposes. So let the people come, let the more people come, let the other people come, having licensing with the aviation people. Sponsorship for cost of maintenance, baby strollers, play areas, a lot of things are there where the potential is there. Next. Essential services, collaboration. Now here also I go beyond routine is departure essentials such as postal couriers, business centers, photo kiosks, shoe shine, insurance, trailer, health scale. Long 2, 3, 4 years back I went to Raipur airport, and a very beautiful airport we made there. And there I was seeing that messaging the foot massage. He opened one contract he gave, and he has to increase to 3. So much revenue was generated for foot massage only. So a lot of potential is there. Health checkup, teeth whitening, sanitary, beauty and care, essential for arriving transit areas, showers, stool spots, concierge, travel guide. You see I cannot list out the things what you think about it in in the mall and it is available at the airport. Only thing, even you will find a person is not in a hurry to take his baggage and go home. He is telling his wife or the children, I am arriving, I will be having time in the arrival, let the baggage come along and I'll have some purchasing there. So instead of coming home and taking his wife to the mall, he is doing a lot of being there. Grocery auto. Next. Now here you see again it is coming non-passenger. Huge opportunity catering different segments such as meters and greeters, facilities for airport staff. Long ago you see I landed at the Zurich airport, maybe 10 years back and all. That time also meet and greet contest was there. I had to meet some ETS students there in Zurich. So they said that there is no problem, we are there at that particular place. And there I found a lot of things were there, what I can purchase, not only chocolate and other things also. Canteen, saloon, laundry, locker room, discount stores, end of season and shuttle service for the staff community, empanelment of airport citizens for goodwill, NGOs, doctors, media. Yeah, the non-passenger also the list becomes endless, but it all goes for earning the non-aeronautical revenue. And that goes for the theme of this workshop, sustainability. Sustainability not only dependent on the passenger traffic or on the aeronautical revenue. Because that is fixed. You can increase the RFC, you can increase UDF, you can increase TNFC, you can increase landing point charges, but there is a limit. But here, you are making the things open. Next. Revenue stream design across the touch point. It is important for airports to plan certain streams, especially for those around convenience across various airports. Next. 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 Need to create own identity. People travel through the airport more out of necessity than choice. However, they would spend money at the airport only out of choice. A very important line for all of you. Time is running short, I'll just finish it out. Perspective of challenging non-aeronautical access, multiple retailers. Next. Design and planning. Airport brand and its value becomes central to retail design and philosophy. Engaging concessionaires. Next. Effective communication compelling disorder. Next. Again, it was holding passenger departure law before they had hoisted to the boarding gates. Next. Now, value for airport, information convenience for passenger through technology. Next. More parking revenue, capacity utilization, higher dwell time, creating brand. Next. Smooth check-in and hassle-free. Next. Passenger friendliness, airport branding. Next. Next. Now you see, this is the reality. What we are seeing today. Most of the time. Now here also, where rightly said, people are there on the way, and you have to plan. Not only the airline is telling 3 hours before, you have to take another 2 hours or 1 hour for traffic conditions. So that's why I was critical about coming of these small airports in the towns, because the road connectivity and then air connectivity coming 2 hours before the airport, then check-in, then other things are there. This is the scenario. Next. Now this is what we want to talk to. And it can happen. Why not? That will give you more time for earning revenue from the non-nautical sources. Next. Commercial revenues. You see, this is the scenario. Yes, it is there, but there is a need to have these kind of things at a small airports also, where you are saving the regional connectivity scheme. No frill airports. पूरे देश का आम नागरिक हवाई चप्पल हवाई सफर there also he has to purchase हवाई चप्पल ना, so he should purchase there. Next. This is, we are really lucky in the field of aviation. It's a proud country, and I'm happy to be a part of the aviation. I've been heading HR for the Airports Authority of India, especially air traffic control. And we have got best of the people. About 2,000 people I recruited. I had of the HR for recruitment. And across the country you find we have got best of the manpower in Airports Authority of India. As regards our air traffic control, I can change. What way we have got the diamonds in our next capacity enhancement is already going on. But nothing is going to happen by this fourth runway around at Delhi Airport when the road capacity is not there. I was talking about the MRO conference and also that thing also. MRO not only for aircraft. You say maintenance, repair, overhaul. Why only the aircrafts? There are large number of vehicles at the airport. The taxis are there, the usually forklifts are there, tractors are there, buses are there, cars are there. They also require MRO. Create separate for them MRO also. Generate revenue. Why repair? The vehicle should go to the Honda City showroom. Why not Honda showroom or service center there? Of various brands. That will be MRO for non-aeronautical vehicles. Non-aeronautical MRO facility available at the airport. Fourth runway, I'm very happy. I discussed with the jury people even 3 years back when the people came here. So I had a long discussion when they were planning to find the tender, and also I say, this is the barren land greenfield you are getting in Jewar. And they have really made it dedicated freight corridor, what I was speaking in another aviation conference a few days back. Next. No, I must thank you. And finally, when the competition will come, I will say one share for competition among the airport operators. अब हवाएं ही करेंगे रोशनी का फैसला. अब हवाएं ही करेंगी रोशनी का फैसला. जिस दिए में जान होगी वही जला रह जाएगा. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You truly are a cornucopia of wisdom. Any sustainability that is not financially viable is not sustainable at all. You truly spoke the words from your heart, sir. Thank you so much. Now, I call upon Shri Gurmukh Singh Baba for the next topic. Shri Gurmukh Singh Baba is a senior aviation consultant, former general manager, Airport Authority of India, and an airport economist. A public speaker, trainer with over 35 years of experience in various facets of airport management, airport operations, economic planning, traffic forecasting, training, advertising, and public relations and general administration in human resource. Sir, I have never seen anyone with this kind of enthusiasm that you have displayed all over my time with you, sir. I request Shri Gurmukh Singh Baba to deliver his lecture on Greenfield Airports, the way forward.
Good morning, everybody. I was requesting Praveen that time is very important and we should manage time. And he took it very seriously and he has put the timer on my desk. So I have to be monitored by the time. That time is very sensitive of aviation and we must honor the time. That's okay, good. And I will not waste much of the time because the time I save is to my advantage. Right, so good morning to all once again. Greenfield airports. Madam very rightly set up the context. There is a time in life when you get a lot and time comes when it is to give back. Probably we have reached at that stage. We have extracted a lot from the Mother Earth and now probably is the time to give back, and that is the reason probably we are talking of sustainability. Right? So very rightly you said that, and it's very apt for the gathering for which we have gathered here, right? I will dwell on civil aviation. When we work for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, probably every year you add a cap to yourself. And that is the reason when he was reading my profile, I was realizing the long journey which I covered, from statistics to economics to PR to MIS to greenfield airports. So that's what now I personally feel these conferences are nothing but an opportunity to give back to the society, to enthuse the younger lot who are sitting over here that there is a brighter side of the aviation which they must work for and they look for. So touching the points which I want to bring home back so far as the greenfield airports are concerned, civil aviation air transport growth is inevitable with the growing population and the urbanization. As such, the consequential effects are increasing and very interestingly increasing. These could be in the form of noise or gases emissions and the numerous other factors that are negatively impacting the global environment. I would like to touch upon global urbanization trend which are well known and well recognized by all, and India is no exception to that. Focus on future cities is evident when Prime Minister Modi pushed for holistic development of cities and localized plans for urbanization. Small towns, local planning is key to urban India. The vision of Prime Minister is indicative of creating satellite towns and development of cities into economic centers and airports. This is applicable to every project that we take over a period of time. Over a period of time, this has established themselves as an economic magnet. I am talking about the airport. Airports are termed as economic magnets. They are affordable. Airport infrastructure is a must for each modern satellite town. If we used to see the historical development, if any city is there, city must have a water source. And that is the reason we found the cities came up near the rivers. But in the modern time, you will find the cities are at the airports. So airports are the synthesis of development. Key solutions for establishing mid-sized airports in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. India is another key that will make the mission of 220 airports by 2030, that if we have to bring that through. In parallel, the government is set to make over 90 airports as carbon neutral by 2024. Then again, we are talking of sustainability. Minister Sindhya mentioned recently. There is a huge potential of economic activities at smaller towns, and this will further get enhanced when they are connected with the world. It is popularly said that a 3 kilometer of road does not take you anywhere, at least not beyond 3 kilometers, while a runway of 3 kilometers connects you with the world. As an example, the Prime Minister's statement, most of the startups now are being set up in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Maybe that is the reason. This re-emphasizing that the time-old statement. Further, civil air transport growth is inevitable, and with growing population and the urbanization, as such, the consequent effects are increasing. These could be in the form of, I already mentioned, noise, emission of gases, etc. We, particularly the citizens of metro cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Gurgaon, Bangalore, are very familiar with the status of these cities. When little extra rain comes, we know what happens. A small paddy, in the paddy field, small residues are burned. What happens? And still we are talking of, we are making bigger and bigger cities. Do we need bigger cities, or do we need efficient, effective and sustainable cities? We will have to think that, and that is applicable to the airports also. Do we need bigger airports, or do we need grandeur airports, or do we need operational and sustainable airports? Yes, I am aware. When I say that, I am aware that the greenfield projects can be highly coveted by the engineers, as no time, effort and costs are needed for demolition of existing infrastructure constructed in the already developed areas for the development of airports, in particularly those places where the airports are coming. They are able to give the perfect shape of their vision if they are working on a greenfield airport. Modern greenfield airports have been built, under construction or planned in every city we talk of. Recently, the greenfield airports are coming up in UAE, Beijing, Istanbul, Sydney, and India, about 18-20 airports, and Nepal too recently, where I have come. I did a work project over there. If time permits, I will talk a bit about that. Over the next 2 decades, the number of airports is expected to increase from 133 to 500. And of that, nearly 350 plus are slated to be the greenfield airports. Once we are having such a big number, and we have seen the status of the urbanization. Urbanization, good or bad? Some are looking this as an opportunity, while on the infrastructure front, the person at the highest point is claiming that the cities can cope up with additional influx. I don't know how much this is true. The growing awareness of our responsibility to preserve our planet and its environment for the future generation is evident from the increased media attention about the concerns just mentioned above. The passionate views of our young generation include love for environment, and they, being good corporate citizens, endeavor to go greener. And even in the times of global economic uncertainty, recession, it makes good sense for them to believe that industry can do good and do well at the same time if we fly cleaner and efficient aircraft. Gone are those days that the younger generation want bigger aircraft, they want a big grandeur infrastructure, they want sustainable infrastructure. They want cleaner aircraft, they want efficient airports, they do not want big and grandeur airports. Not only airport business, but other airport planning and airport developments are becoming ever more complex due to go green concepts and technology, of course. The level of innovation of today cannot match the pioneering work predating heavier than air flight development and subsequent early years of aviation. Yet today we are operating and serving in an industry that underpins the global economy, invests enormous sums in product development to interconnect the globe and the global business and needs of the affluent society. Further efforts to understand and manage the environmental impacts of aviation is essential for continued health and well-being of all. That is industry, society, environment, planet, both at local as well as the global level. We believe airports and airlines together make the world more connected, more accessible, more prosperous. It is in this context I place on record that no greenfield airport shall be looked upon a mere engineering project. We talk a lot whenever we take up new projects and we start making a media beeline for that. We should not endeavor that. Rather, we shall take up that project as an ecosystem project. The moment we take up a greenfield airport project, we should see that as an ecosystem project. That means we should not bring or develop an airport, we should develop a city in itself. Architects are thinking of developing airport cities where your address will be the airport. You need not, just now Mr. Goyal mentioned that shall we take a flight from Delhi to Meerut. There are airports coming, you need not to go out of the airport. The moment you land, your house is there, your business is there, your children are studying in the school over there. You are living in a city and the airport is in your backdrop. So that is the concept of green field airport we should look. I am reminded of a visit to a city near Seattle, and that city has got no land connection. Then how the people stay? Everybody who stays there either on an aircraft or in a boat. And I was a guest of one friend of mine who is a good Indian by citizen, and he said, "Boss, tomorrow we will go to Seattle." I said, "It will take a lot of time." He said, "What do you think how we are going?" I said, "Maybe the boat, because there is no road connection." And he said, "No, we will fly." And he pressed a button and the garage opened, and then he took the aircraft out and we flew and we landed at Seattle. There are airports which are existing and there perfectly no one objecting to that. So we should have such environment, and that is the reason I personally see that airports should be 2G airports. That it should be green airport and it should be at the green field. That is the concept in which we shall survive. I think downtime, the countdown is down, and we left with 3 minutes, no problem. The debate is on, does the aviation in general pollute the environment to a detrimental extent, and this concern is consistently on the mind of thinkers and planners. The efforts to know more importantly are, can the effects be measured? We are talking of effects on noise, gases emission, etc. First of all, we must see, can the effect be measured? Can the effect be predicted? What is the certainty of predictions and what can be done about it? If nothing can be done, we should not talk about that. If we know something can be done, we should be concerned about that. The debate is amongst the policymakers, press and media, politicians. I have put it there, but they are not concerned, the makers of new world order. All these polarize the view that make it difficult to separate the scientific and popular viewpoints. Vested opinions through provocative statements make it milkier. We talk a lot, media talks a lot. We do not know in the end whether we are clarifying the situation or we are making it a milkier. I am reminded of a jargon here in good old days when we were studying, and one of the management strategy we were given, if you can't convince, you must confuse. So I don't know what the media is doing at present. The challenges include the challenging, upcoming challenges so far as the green airport are concerned. Is there a right or wrong opinion? It is this that makes this challenging task for building a greenfield airport. Is it easy to address the interaction between experts from civil aviation and the environment experts? The advice of key players in the field those directly contribute to the development of a new greenfield airport include engineers, designers, airport operators, maintainers, governments, regulators, international agencies, and all those who have the capability to influence that are part of the development process. I will not dwell more on the greenfield airport, but I will like to switch over to the way forward statement. All right. As the global aviation is growing and the technology developments are increasing, the matrix is getting complex day by day. That complexity is reflected in the United Nations statement when they adopted the 2015 Transforming the World 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The aims for people, planet, and the prosperity that seeks to strengthen universal peace. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, what they call, and 169 targets by 2030 are in a total they are there and shall be part of the smart cities of the future. Around the same time, to leverage on the opportunities and to handle the challenges of rapid urbanization effectively, Government of India initiated a multi-layered program signaling the world that they are in sync with the global agenda. The attainment of SDGs ensures sustainable development, thereby making smart cities safe, affordable, accessible, efficient, and resilient, while minimizing carbon and other emissions and environmental impacts. The smart cities and the sustainable economy cannot be envisaged without befitting environmental concern, particularly the CORSIA, carbon offsetting infrastructure on the lines of the airport carbon offsetting. The climate change is a global concern and requires global effort, but at a country level one needs to be calculating to place on record the impact that is being caused by India. As a big nation, it is termed as a continent itself. Our responsibilities are more towards that, and if, as such, an effective policy shall evolve with the ability to evaluate long-term environmental impacts. Global scope and long-term environmental focus shall be retained. The rapid growth in aviation demand in Asia is changing, and global airborne emission distribution, which in turn attacks the whistleblowers to a great extent. The areas of concern may include development in the areas of engine, airframe, fuel, technology, policy, and the regulation. Thus, a system shall be in place to capture the big data on these parameters. Being multiple stakeholder industry, it is mandated that the regulators shall keep in view the capacity constraints, demand fulfillment, protect supply chain, and guard against pandemic-like disruptions, and above all, methodologies to improve the passengers' experience. I must mention here now, as I mentioned, over a period of time, we get multiple cabs. I represent the Air Traveler Association also. So passengers, otherwise also, everybody who is part of the aviation, first he is a passenger, then he is anything else. You could be an airline, you could be in an airport, you could be a businessman. But if you are not a passenger, you are not part of the trade. So passenger is the epicenter of the aviation system. All are supposed to work for him. If he is not there, there is no aviation. This is not a slogan. In COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen what happens when passenger is not there. World has seen, not only we seen. All stakeholders must learn from the COVID experience, and they should value the passenger. When we go to the airport, passenger is a shuttlecock. A third person makes the rules for the passenger without realizing what is the impact of that on the passenger. So we should work towards making a happy passenger experience. Whatever airport we make, whether it is a greenfield, brownfield, that is not the concern. Passenger happy experience shall be retained. With that, I shall close my talk for the day. However, I will leave my working paper with the organizer. They will be circulated, and I am available always for any clarification, justification, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As you rightly said, passenger is the center focus of any kind of experience that has to go through with air travel agencies or anything to do with aviation. The user experience ultimately defines the industry's progress. That is how I believe the information technology has taken a lead in the last few years. I believe aviation will also take such a humongous lead in the upcoming years. Especially, I believe India will play a major role in this transformation. With that, now I call upon Shri Pankaj Dubey for the next session, next lecture. Shri Pankaj Dubey is the founder of DSPIN Consulting Private Limited. Currently, he is helping Indian and international startup companies with 360-degree support on advisory and execution of strategies. He is keen on supporting India's transition to electric vehicles for a cleaner future. I request Shri Pankaj Dubey, sir, to deliver his lecture on electrification, sustainable way forward. Sir, the stage is yours.
Good morning to all of you, and I'm going to talk about the electrification and a sustainable way forward in the aviation sector. So first of all, the question is why electrification? What is the need for electrification? Number one, it's because of the decarbonization initiatives taken by globally government. We have to see what is the contribution of aviation sector. So it's very clearly 2.5% of the global carbon dioxide emissions is happening through the aviation sector. And about 12% of the total transportation emissions is also coming from this sector itself. And why? Because not just the pollution, but also the noise pollution. The kind of if you live near the airport, you will understand this very well, that how much noisy it is to stay around. And so not just the air pollution, the noise pollution, and also the clean and green environment creation through that is and also the other significant factor is the cost. The moment you switch on to electric aircrafts, the cost of operations will come down dramatically. The number of moving parts, the kind of machines that are required to be maintaining the aircraft will come down dramatically, as we have seen that happening in the cars or in the two-wheelers, where there are thousands of parts, but if you take an electric vehicle, there are only 50 or 60 moving parts. Most of the parts are very simple, basic parts. motor controllers, wiring harness, and all that. Similarly, in an aircraft also, it will come down dramatically, and therefore the cost of maintenance will go down, and the cost of fuel will go down dramatically with the change to electrification. And what are the challenges right now? Why electric aircrafts have not been commercially possible so far? It's largely because of the high density of the battery and the cost of the battery. As we can see, the electric vehicle costs are more in the cars and two-wheelers than the equivalent petrol vehicles. Same is the situation with the aircrafts. And also the weight, because the aircrafts have to be lighter weight, and these batteries are heavy currently. From the per kilowatt hour generation of power, what is the weight? So it's comparatively high, about 5 kgs or so. And therefore, the need for a bigger aircraft to run, you need a larger batteries, and which is why most of the countries are focusing on a shorter duration flights, where you are saying, like Dr. Divakar was saying, going to Meerut, so it's like 15 kilometers or 300, 400 kilometers at the max is where the pilot and the testing is being done today. Next. So the first aircraft was Elise, that is from US, which ran into a 9-seater, and recently the prototype first flew, just 27 September 2022. This is designed for 9 passengers, 2 crew members, and it has run over there. Next. Then there are a few other companies which have become very popular, and I'm working a lot on this. The first one is the Airflow, which is a San Francisco-based company, and they are building in the short-term, middle-age logistics passenger vehicles. Then you can see that Jet, Boeing, and Siemens are among them, have combined together, making efforts to make electric vehicles. Also, there's a partnership between Rolls-Royce, Airbus, and Siemens, which was announced in 2017 to create an electric aircraft. There's a very interesting company called Universal Hydrogen, and they want to run the aircrafts on hydrogen. And they have also developed this technology, and at the same time they're testing it right now. But what is very interesting with them is that they're creating a retrofit kit which will convert the existing airplanes also into electric. And that is something where, and you understand that the aircrafts are very expensive, and then you have to get an electric aircraft and you have to switch it over. That is a huge cost for the aviation sector. But if you have a retrofit and it is a reasonable cost, then it will become very easy to convert as well. So Universal Hydrogen is working on that. There's a Wright Electric company, which is a New York-based company which is building light commercial planes, and they have 100 passenger aircraft and also 186-seat single-aisle aircraft with 800 kilometer miles range as well. So these are the companies that are pioneering and taking major efforts. Also, we have an initiative in Australia where they got the first electric aircraft certified by the Australian government for the commercial training purposes right now. So there's another big initiative that's happening. What's happening globally? So you know that the Prime Minister Modi has signed an agreement for zero carbon emission by 2070, and it's not possible without electrification of the aircraft. Likewise, there are other countries which are already taking initiatives. Europe as such has taken an initiative to go fully electric by 2050. Norway, which has already led the electric switch over to cars, they have stated that by 2030 they will have the first aircraft running commercially in short distances, and by 2040 they want to switch to 100% electric for the domestic airlines. So that is what you can see the seriousness from the governments, that what initiatives are being taken for the electrification. We all have heard about this. In 2015 we saw a solar plane which went all over the world on solar power without using a single drop of fuel. And so that took a very long time. It's about 550 hours, but at the same time it just shows the initiative and that where we are heading. The first time it takes long, maybe with new technologies, with the solar cells being more concentrated and powerful, this can really become a very realistic thing very shortly. Going back to our scriptures, we have heard about this Viman called Pushpak Viman. I'm sure everybody would have heard about it. And I have this very inquisitive mind, so I keep finding out what fuel was used in that. And in the pursuit of that, I've gone to various universities which are researching on the fuel. I've also met Shankaracharya of Puri and asked him what is the source of that. And I met various people across the country. I even met Nitin Gadkari to see what he is doing on these lines. So with all this, what came out was very interesting. The Shankaracharya said that it works out of mind. If you think about it, and it flies. So Ramji कहते थे उड़ो तो उड़ जाता. Very difficult to convince to the youth today. But then I went into the depth of it to find out what exactly is the reality. And I came across a very interesting aircraft in US developed by University of Minnesota, which is also my alma mater. They developed this aircraft which was run through mind, and they did the brain waves and all that study. If you say that, okay, if your mind is thinking to raise your right hand, you're not raising the right hand. If your mind is thinking, the aircraft will go right. If your mind is thinking that it is going left, it goes right, left. And so likewise, if both hands are going up, it goes up. So this is how the mind waves were demonstrated. There's a video, and I'm not sure that it can be played, but it's a 2-minute video, which is actually demonstrated by the university stating that how mind can actually flow. Till that time, I was thinking that Shankaracharya ki baat pe, I don't know whether it's true or not, but when I went into the details, it came a reality. Maybe at some point of time, it will be done through mind. At the same time, there's another one, when you go to the scriptures, there's written very detailed of the use of mercury in these Pushpak Vimans. So likewise, a lot of research needs to be done into this to figure out an alternate energy source. And if you can figure out, I mean, in no time, India will become Sone ki Chidiya again if you can discover this, because the balance of trade will become favorable to you. You will be exporting the energy rather than importing the oil. So a lot of work is being done in this, I'm sure. So this is what, when I went into the details, there's a book called Vimana Shastra, and that's been written by Rishi Bharadwaj, our ancient Rishi, and he has, it's been translated also, it's available on Amazon also. Fortunately, I went to the site to figure out if it is available. It's available on Amazon, and there are reverse engineering. And also, there's a SpaceX Dragon aircraft, which is being in the existence now. I tried to figure out and try to check whether it is true, but then you see the resemblance of the spacecraft made by SpaceX organization Dragon on the right, and the left is the Viman Shastra, some of the pictures. So much of resemblance is there, and I reached out to the SpaceX engineer who is my friend, Porter Harris, and I asked him this, are you inspired by our Vimanas? And he doesn't accept it, but he said that it is, the exact word he said was, it's based on original capsules from the 50s and 60s of the first space missions from both USA and Russia. He also said that, yeah, maybe it is, they are inspired by this, but I know as far as space is concerned, we got inspired by US and Russia initiatives. So this is all from my side. Thanks a lot for listening to me, and this initiative of electrification is going to come very soon, sooner than we expect. I know that governments are talking about 40s and 50s, but you know, these revolutions, when it happens, it doesn't take much time to come into reality. Thank you, and we'll all see this together. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. With the wave of electrification that is happening in this country in the past 2 years, I believe India will play a major role in the electrification as a way forward towards a sustainable future. Now, we have a short break of 5 minutes. After that, we will resume for the panel discussion.